Hi everyone, it's Roger here from what's on DisneyPlus.com. A quick news update for you guys on the potential new release date for Mulan for everybody on Disney Plus. But before we go any further, make sure you do hit that subscribe button to keep up with the latest Disney Plus news. So Mulan is coming to Disney Plus as Premier Access on September the 4th, and you're going to have to pay around about $30 or 20 quid or about 22 euros, and you're going to get access to the movie. Now it does state when you do so that it will be available to Disney Plus members later on, but they've not really been giving too much of a timeline. They've been very quiet about this. However, an image has been floating around all over the place on the internet showing that there was a screen from Disney Plus saying that it would be coming available to all members in the United Kingdom from the 4th of December. So that would be a 3-month Premier Access kind of exclusivity. Now, this kind of has got a lot of people excited, a lot of people kind of going, oh, what, I only have to wait 3 months? That's great, I'll just wait. Why have they said this, all the rest of it? Now, when I log on to Disney Plus, I don't get that message, so they either removed it very quickly, or there's just, it wasn't supposed to be there, so they've pulled it down. So that's the kind of interesting thing. Sometimes these things happen and they get pulled down because they're incorrect, or they shouldn't have been announced. Now, either one of those two could be the case. I think the main one really is that they maybe didn't want to tell everyone because now people are going to be like, oh, I'll just wait, I don't want to spend that money, which is perfectly acceptable. But then I kind of would say that really to everyone about every movie. You know, there's this kind of situation of every single Disney movie that comes out, you know, and then one, you know, got Black Widow, we've got, you know, Soul, we've got all the other ones coming next year. If you don't want to either go cinema or rent it or pay for it, eventually it will come through onto Disney Plus, be it 3 to 6 to 9 months later. Now, things have always been a bit iffy for the last year. Now, most movies take around about 6 months to arrive after they've been released in cinemas. So the Mulan arriving on Disney Plus after 3 months, that's kind of what I was expecting. I was expecting 3 to 6 months before it would arrive, and that would be the same had it ever been released in cinemas on September the 4th instead. I wouldn't have expected it onto Disney Plus for 6 months. That was just what I'd kind of taken into account. Things are speeding up, so it might have been a little bit before. But the trouble is, I think, with the whole COVID situation is it's kind of speeded up people's expectations, because Frozen 2 arrived 3 months earlier than they should have. The Rise of Skywalker arrived a little bit earlier. Onward really should, you know, that should only just be about going on there probably maybe October, November, rather than when it did. So it kind of speeded everything up, and people kind of are expecting that for everything. Now, like I said, if Mulan becomes available to everybody on December the 4th, things could change. Things could be moved around. Ultimately, Disney probably doesn't want to be promoting when it's going to be arriving. There might be some legal issues, for example, in Europe that they have to kind of say when it's happening. But I don't know. I'm still very kind of like, okay, that could be incorrect information, and we need to be aware of that, because ultimately things are changing. But I think 3 months would be good. I think it's also, that'd be a really good boost to get everybody in kind of for Disney Plus for Christmas with a big movie like that. I'm happy with paying for the premium access for Mulan when it comes out this later this week, because it's 20 quid. It would have cost me and my wife probably 15 quid to go see it anyway at the cinema, and I get to watch it on my nice big 65-inch TV with a soundbar, and we'll just have a night watching it in. And yeah, for me that's like, okay, this is going to be a bit of a special purchase. I haven't previously rented things like Trolls or Scoob or anything like that. But I would usually rent a lot of those kind of movies anyway. But I do want to just say, you know, just take that kind of December the 4th date and kind of go, it might not necessarily do it, but I think we're very, very safe that it'll probably be in that time frame, because I want to get people in for Christmas. But if you don't want to purchase the Premier Access for Mulan, you know, wait, there's no pressure on everything. I know there's a lot of kind of talk about it, and some people are dead against it, and they don't want to give Disney the opportunity to kind of say, well, you know, you should have gone to cinemas. The big problem, obviously, with releasing Mulan in cinemas right now is the cinemas not open everywhere. You know, in California and in New York, the two biggest markets, they're not back. Throughout Europe, they're open. You know, here in the UK you can go, but you've kind of got to wear masks. And also things are kind of changing, you know, in terms of how prevalent the virus is and how many people want to go. And, you know, there's a lot of people that just don't want to go. You know, for example, like the New Mutants has been released this past weekend, and not a huge amount of people have gone. The movie has a big impact in it, but also Tenet is going to be that big test. So they're going to see how Mulan performs to see if they do it again. And I know a lot of people aren't happy about paying for it through Disney Plus, but they could have done the same thing and put it onto iTunes and whatever, it had the same impact. I don't know. That's kind of for you to decide. You know, for me personally, it's like there's no difference if they put it into a 48-hour rental on iTunes for £20 and then they put it on Disney Plus where I get access for 3 months for £20. That, to me, Disney Plus sounds a better option. But ultimately, that's going to be down to you. But yeah, I would say 3 months sounds pretty cool. I was expecting, like I said, between that or 6 months. But that'd be a nice little boost for Christmas. Nevertheless, let me know in the comments below if you are going to be waiting for Mulan to arrive on Disney Plus as part of your subscription, or if you're going to be picking up the Premier Access. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Go check us out over at whatsondisneyplus.com. Like, follow, and subscribe, and I shall see you guys in another video. Laters.